And welcome back. This is your man Warrior, and this is another patron roster review. This is Big Kiss 55. Big Kiss, what's happening, man? He's from AXM Perihelion. I love that name. I think that's really, really cool. So shout out to that guild for being super creative. Now, he loves his Jedis. Big Kiss loves his Jedis. And he's struggling a little bit. He wants to really get higher in arena, but he's struggling with his team, and we get it, right? And the reason is he's using Old Ben and Rey, and that's not optimal. R2-D2 and General Kenobi would be optimal. So from now until you can get R2-D2 leveled up and General Kenobi unlocked and leveled up, this is kind of where you're going to live, between 20 and 50. That's about the highest you can get with this team. But Rey was a good choice because she puts her own foresight up, and she does a lot of damage. It brings damage to a team that otherwise is lacking in damage, with the exception of Jedi Knight Anakin. So there's that with your Jedi. So for arena, you're wanting to know, you need a Zeta. So you really can't get them because of the Zeta ships challenge, and so you're struggling with getting Zeta. You're going to have to probably pause and just buy them, just constantly buy them out of the shipments until you have 20 so you can get your Zeta, because this is crazy. You're running a Qui-Gon Jinn lead with no Zeta, and you're still in the top 50. To me, that says you're a badass right there, because I don't even know how that's possible. Qui-Gon Jinn lead is great, but is nothing without his Zeta, so you definitely need at least one Zeta and put it on Qui-Gon Jinn since he's your leader, and you're going to only be able to do that if you pause everything in the ships and start getting your Zetas. It may take you a month to get that, but there's just absolutely no way to get higher in this without that Zeta on this team. So it's the one Zeta that's absolutely necessary, so focus on that, and then continue to develop your ships until you can beat that challenge at 3 stars. And really the trick with that is just continue to develop your very best ships until you get them high enough. You've already beat the Tarkin challenge, so now it's just beating the Zeta challenge, and you can take in your top 8 ships in that challenge. So it's just a matter of continuing to develop those ships. But I would put them on hold for arena so you can get higher in arena, and the only way to do that is getting those Zeta pieces. Also, when looking at Galactic Republic, I do notice you do not have R2-D2 yet, so you may have to put a little bit of energy into your Empire team before the next time that R2-D2 comes around. You will want R2-D2 on this team, so that means you need him unlocked at least a 5-star, which means you need to invest into your Empire team at least 5-star Empire with Darth Vader, Royal Guard, Emperor Palpatine, and probably Grand Admiral Thrawn and Grand Moff Tarkin would be sufficient, or you could sub in Shore Trooper for durability, but that should be enough once you get them a little bit higher, Gear 7 probably minimum, to unlock R2-D2. You need R2-D2 on that team. Trust me when I say that. You're going to be completely blown away by having him on your team. Now, another team that you could kind of have fun with in the arena when I look at all of your characters is you could run like a Boba Fett lead with Darth Nihilus, Royal Guard, Emperor Palpatine, and Jedi Knight Anakin. You have all those characters. That's a lot of DPS. Royal Guard will protect them, Emperor Palpatine and Jedi Knight Anakin for the damage, and Darth Nihilus and Boba Fett for insta-kills. But another team I see right off the bat is a Wedge lead right here with Biggs, kind of to the right. There's Wedge. And they're, not super high with not super good mods, but you could tweak all of the mods. And you've got Wedge at Gear 10. That's good enough as the leader with Biggs. And then you could also throw in your Stormtrooper Han, your Rey, because you've got Rey so high, and your Darth Nihilus for the insta-kill. Now, I know with this team, the only tank you have would be Stormtrooper Han, and he's only at Gear 9, and he really gains a lot of durability more when he hits that Gear 10 and Gear 11, so you need to put a couple more pieces of gear in Stormtrooper Han to get him to Gear 11, or Gear 10, and then he'll be viable in arena. Not as tanky. You'll probably lose him every single battle, but the point will be for him to be there to speed the team up and to take one for the team, so Darth Nihilus, Wedge, Biggs, and Rey can destroy the opposing team. So this is an alternate team you could use instead of Jedi, but I know you're sold out Jedi, so I've given you some suggestions on those Jedi. Now, you also want to know about ships, and you're doing very well in ships, surprisingly better in ships than you are in regular arena, which is actually uncommon. You're using Mace, so that's good. You're using Jedi Consular, that's good. Ahsoka, that's good. Biggs, that's good. The Umbaran, that's good. And the only thing I would change is you're using Sunfac. I would put him in your backup lineup, and I would actually stick in Rex. You have a decent Rex ship. Everything's maxed out, and your Rex is gear 8, I believe. So, yep, gear 8. And so I would put in Rex because he's another Republic ship for this Republic setup that you're running under Mace. And Rex is really the special key, or the special sauce, the secret sauce for this type of a team, a Republic team. So put him in, take Sunfac out, and then put Sunfac in your backup with Slave 1 and Wedge in your backup, so that way you can use your Slave 1, your Sunfac, and your Wedge, because Wedge does a lot of damage, Slave 1 does, and Sunfac is a backup tank, and he taunts. So those would be the 3. And then the last thing you wanted to talk about, and I wanted to go over this pretty extensively, was Galactic War, and you're struggling to beat Galactic War. And first off, one thing is you're going to struggle. It's going to take all your characters, and it's going to suck. That's just Galactic War for you. The second thing is the one team that does not do very well in Galactic War from start to finish is Jedi, and that's really what you've invested in. So it makes it really difficult when your number one team is like the worst Galactic War team out there. So I've got 2 suggestions for Galactic War. One is the B2 battle droid, which is non-existent for you. I would make this number 1 priority. Anytime you're in Galactic War and you run into a tough team, that team is going to be tough, and you're not going to be able to get through certain tanks or taunting, especially if they have General Kenobi. That is normally the end for most people when they see a Shore Trooper and a General Kenobi combined. It's game over, lights out, you're done. But you could take one of your best teams, sub in B2 battle droid, and walk right over a team like that. As long as you have B2, he's going to constantly put evasion down on his basic, take lots of extra turns, and he's going to put buff immunity up over and over and over. And for B2, you want his abilities, all of them, omega'd, so that way you get the most optimization out of him. B2, I tell everybody constantly, B2, 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 and I'm telling you, he is literally my MVP for why I complete Galactic War. At my level, I run into teams. I had 4 Zeta teams in my first 4 nodes today. And how in the heck do you beat 4 Zeta teams? Well, I pulled out my B2 for my first 4 rounds, and I walked right over those first 4 nodes pretty easily. And then I went back to my normal Darth Nihilus-led team and walked through the rest of Galactic War. I have no idea why the game did that, but that's what happened. Having B2 made it possible. Not having him, it would have been a nightmare to try and complete. So you don't have B2, get B2, get him leveled up. The second option, and I have a video on it, it's old as hell, but you should go watch it because it's still valid. And when I pull up my alt account and play it from time to time, I do still use this team. And that's actually a healing team, a healer team. And a healer team consists of 2 or 3 healers, preferably 3 healers, with 2 high DPS characters, such as a Rey, have Rey in there, and have, Geonosian Soldier, or have Biggs and Wedge, since their combination synergistically is amazing. Geonosian Soldier just tends to be a little bit more tanky than those characters, so having characters that call assists like Biggs and Geonosian Soldier and Jedi, you could also use your Qui-Gon Jinn back there, have Qui-Gon Jinn and Rey, because those are both leveled up really high for you, but have those 2 as your DPS and have 3 healers. And so the way that works is you have your Jedi Consular, Barriss Offee, and Luminara, and have Barriss Offee as the lead because she increases everyone's health, so it makes the Luminara and Jedi Consular and Barriss's heal more effective. Now, what you do with a healing team, 3 healers and 2 DPS, is you start at the beginning and you go through to node 8 with your healing team pretty easily. If you build the healing team right, you should be able to walk through 8 nodes to 12 nodes easily. And they should still be alive after node 8 pretty easily. And then you go into node 9 with a fresh arena team, top of the line arena team, however you see fit. And if you need B2, throw B2 in there to get through that hard node 9. Then go back to your healing team for node 10 and 11, and then finish off node 12 by using your healing team to try to take out 1 or 2 hard characters, and then bring in that arena team at the end and finish them off for node 12. I did this to complete Galactic War every day on my main and on my alt, but on my main account, I used a healing team for 8 months straight to ensure that I got through Galactic War. And while I heard people complain every single day, day in and day out, I used my healing team and got through it because I was able to get through 10 of the 12 nodes with relative ease with a healing team. And the only person you really have to worry about in Galactic War, you'll see a lot, that's going to cause a hiccup in you, is Darth Sidious. Characters like that. Darth Sidious puts health down, and that's going to be the Achilles heel for a healing team. So you want to take Darth Sidious out, and of course these are Jedi healing, and he's got evasion naturally from Jedi, so you may have to play around with restarting a node. Side note, if you're not sure about what I'm talking about with restarting a node, you probably know about it, but if not, for anyone listening, if you're in Galactic War, if you're in a node, and if you're working in a fight and you're sucking it, it's not working well, you can always go to the top left cogwheel, click on it, and retreat, and that will help you reset and try again. Also, you can change the RNG by changing the selected target, and once you change the target, it's going to throw off how the RNG affects it. If you try to attack the same guy over and over again, it's going to be the same exact predetermined RNG that they determined from the first battle. So those are some suggestions for Galactic War. I really hope this helps everybody watching this video. For the few thousand people that are going to watch this video, hopefully that helps with your Galactic War. But get a healing team up. You'll be surprised. You can zip through 8 to 10 nodes, and your really tough nodes 6, 9, and 12, you can bring in arena teams or secondary teams to get through that. Normally node 6 you can still win with your healing team. I hope this helps. So Big Kiss 55, you're doing excellent for only having played 8 months. I know you love your Jedi team. Just get your General Kenobi with your team with AXM Perihelion. They're going to get you your General Kenobi hopefully soon enough, and you'll be rocking it. When you start finishing Galactic War, it's going to make things a whole lot better. So level up those healers, and that's going to also help you in ships with your Jedi Consular. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments down below. Or if you guys have any suggestions for Big Kiss on Galactic War, leave them in the comments down below. As always, keep your gaming on. Warrior, out.